Okay, now we're live.
Oh, oh shit. Fuck shit.
Whew.
Now that we're live, it's important that everyone knows I'm not putting my pants on. Let's clap it in.
Well, I wish you would, but all right. Ow.
What's up, everybody? It's On Fire Tonight with Josh and Tressa. We are here today to talk about Misfits of Science Season 1, Episode 2, Your Place or Mayan.
Hate it.
All right, so
Look,
this is your one and only warning. We are going to spoil this whole episode.
We really are twins today.
Are we twins?
We're wearing the same outfit. Vaguely.
A bluish t-shirt, a blue-gray t-shirt.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We
Sweet.
planned it. Josh, the show is like I love it, and also I hate it, and also it's like every stereotypical stupid thing that could happen in a show in the 80s, you get right here. You get it. You love it. They spoon feed it to you and you're like, holy fuck, this is delicious. I love it.
Yeah, like I was pretty worried after that pilot episode that we were signing on for something terrible, and possibly we are. I don't know. This episode, although it kind of like lost my attention at parts, it really won me back overall. Like this one's got, so just so that everyone understands, Misfits of Science is like it's a combination of Ghostbusters, X-Men, Real Genius. The pilot episode had a dash of Goonies in the form of Beef, who was their stand-in for Sloth. Or maybe that's like a Revenge of the Nerds. He's like Ogre or Booger or something.
No, it's definitely Goonies. It's gotta be.
You're right.
Candy bar, come on.
Totally. Like couldn't have been a bigger ripoff. Okay, so this episode, I love the idea that every episode they're just going to rip off a bunch of things that they're into at the time. So like they don't even like hide the fact that they're ripping shit off. Like they lean so hard into it. This is ripping off Raiders of the Lost Ark.
What? I didn't notice that.
It was subtle. It was subtle.
Did they even say the words Indiana Jones? Because I felt like they did, because it was so blatant.
So the episode opens with them watching a ripoff of Raiders or like something that's supposed to whatever. But then a real life archaeologist guy who's dressed exactly like the character in their movie and exactly like Indiana Jones shows up at Billy's like beachside apartment where they were watching the movie outside. He just dies right in front of them and says something about Mrs. Getty and stop before something.
Yeah.
So like throughout the episode, he's like, oh man, that hat is cool. I got to get a hat like that. And he and they are all like, they throw the phrase like Indiana Haze around.
Okay. Yeah.
Like 8 or 9 times throughout the episode.
Yeah. Okay.
There's also a little bit of like, there's also a little bit of Death Wish and either Beat Street or like Graffiti Rock or something like that. Like
for sure.
Yeah. They're like, oh, what else will we into? Like,
what came out last week in the movie theaters?
Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo. There's no breakdancing. And honestly, there's no real graffiti, even though there's a lot of talk about it.
Yes.
And at the end, he does like a Mayan style mural, but he's like, he's doing it with pastels. And for some reason, Courtney Cox is his like hired gun to like do the spray painting.
That was confusing on many levels. Hey, this is the first episode that brought in the standard opening credit sequence that is so fucking amazing.
The best.
The lounge singer on the TV and they can't
Oh,
turn the
those
TV off.
misfits. Those
Oh
myths
my
of
God.
science. Hey, hey, hey. Right. And then the sneaker wearing foot, kicks the TV. It goes to static and then it jumps into the real theme, which is a Barf Me to the Max, totally 80s song, which is amazing. It sounds like they didn't finish writing the lyrics. They were like, all right, somewhere between the scratch track and the real lyrics, we'll just have to do. Okay. Straight to my heart.
Should I mention the name of the show a few times?
Straight to my heart.
Okay. Are
I'm
we
not
going to
even
talk
sure
about
that
Misfits?
does it have Misfits of Science?
I'm pretty sure it does.
In the lyrics?
I think I could be wrong. I think part of the lyrics is "We are the Misfits of Science."
Okay. Also, the team fully has Misfits of Science jackets now.
Letterman jackets.
Yeah, they have Letterman jackets with the name on the back. And also they all work back at Humanidyne again, even though
Alf Stad is their boss.
Yeah, Stetmeyer got recast with Willie from Alf. And he's great. Honestly, good choice.
Great choice. He's perfect for that role because that's the only character he ever plays.
I think he's better in this than anything else.
That's bold.
Yeah.
That's fucking bold, Josh.
Yeah, I stand by it.
At one point in the show, he walks into the lab and Hayes is like, "Hey, Richard." And he's like, "Dick." That's what you're going to get angry about, dude? That you want to be called Dick? Okay, settle down. All right.
So like we meet a young graffiti artist named Angel in this episode. We never see his graffiti or him doing graffiti. Mm-mm. He's in a gang. Well, no, he's not actually in a gang. He just wants to be in a gang. Mm-hmm. He's sort of pledging a gang. Yeah. And they take him semi-seriously.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because he can translate. He's got generational trauma, so he can translate.
No, he has generational memory.
Yeah, but today we call it generational trauma.
Right. Well, also, like, apparently his grandfather taught him some stuff.
No.
It's either it's like in his DNA or it, I don't know if it's nature or nurture, but it's baked in there somehow. Also, there's a face of a god in the temple that they find under Rodeo Drive.
What? Yeah.
That supposedly
looks exactly like him. No, I didn't notice
no,
that at
I saw
all.
it. It doesn't look at all like him.
It was crude because it's just an ancient sculpture. What are you talking about? And also, all that jade was just ceramic. That was not jade.
Right. Why are they showing us ceramics and calling it jade?
Are we idiots? No, we're not idiots.
We're not idiots. Like. And also, like, green plastic looks just like jade. So why are you showing us this dumb shit?
Even soap. Get some Irish Spring and
fucking yay!
Come
not
on.
A bad call. Write some glycerin soap.
You guys.
Dumb. Fucking dumb.
How dare you? Hey, so that guy that died on Hayes's doorstep,
Augie.
Augie. Apparently they're old friends or something, but his funeral was the saddest funeral I've ever seen in my entire life.
What was going on? Please explain.
It only took place outside. I don't even know if that was a graveyard, but there was a coffin outside. And Hayes is giving this eulogy, and some guy's like, "Bullshit, this guy's an idiot." What? Go home, sir. And that's it. It's Hayes, Elle, and this asshole. Those are the only people at his funeral, even though he's a famous guy that everyone knows about.
So our bad guy in this is a real estate developer. And apart from like his many crimes, he is paying his crew super overtime.
He still respects unions.
Yeah, he cannot get around the unions.
He had a real Harry Shearer vibe. And
he did. He had a Harry Shearer sort of voice.
Mm-hmm.
And
he held himself as such.
Yeah.
And he really likes Diet, the can of, I guess, soda, maybe. Like one of the last scenes he was in where they're trying to find the tomb, every single shot of him, he had a giant can that just said Diet on it. And he's like holding it close to his face. So I need you to find this tomb. Diet.
Did you notice that every third person on the show is from the streets?
Yeah.
So we get the word barrio thrown around.
Mm-hmm. And it's the name of the gang.
They're a barrio gang.
I thought they said it was the name of the gang.
No, I think the name of the gang was like El Topo.
Okay.
I think. Sorry. You know what? I could be wrong about that.
I could be wrong.
But like, okay, so there's just some baked in racism.
What?
Throughout this episode.
What? Like thinking that an ancient statue looks exactly like Angel, even though there's an ancient statue?
The Mayans went to Santa Monica and Beverly Hills, and they've got a secret temple under Rodeo Drive. They go to like boutiques and high-end restaurants in Beverly Hills and try to like break in through the
basement.
They're just like, search all the basements. Like there's got to be a wine cellar in this restaurant.
Okay, so a wine cellar exists underneath this place. No one would have found this thing ever. You guys are the first to ever notice this weird stone in the floor. You guys, come on, just think a little bit, because your logic is flawed.
Also, I'm sorry, what is your job? Why are you now why are you looking for archaeological artifacts?
This is just leisure at this point. This is not anything to do with their job.
I love that they have what is supposed to be 1,000-year-old treasure map that they fold up and casually wave around.
Pin on the wall.
Yeah, they pin it to the wall. They casually put it in their pockets and toss it back and forth, grab it out of each other's hands.
Crumple it up. It's fine.
But it also looks exactly like Angel's artwork.
Generational trauma. Hey, did you notice?
Generational mama. That doesn't even deserve a laugh.
No, it's great. I know. I'm caught up in the moment.
I'm so proud of that terrible wordplay. Is that wordplay? I don't know what that is.
What else is it going to be? So, did you notice how jealous Johnny was of Angel?
Totally.
Like, I'm 100%. A grown-ass man that's totally jealous of this child because he likes a child that I like. Gross.
Yeah, I'm not totally clear okay, so Gloria's character is less angry now than she was in the first episode.
Yeah.
She's got a part-time job delivering fast food, and she's also got a second job, side hustle, doing spray can art for Angel. So like things are coming together for her.
Yeah, she's working on herself, and I respect that.
She's trying to connect with Angel, and Angel is not played as very sophisticated, even though he's the key to everything.
Well, he's from the streets, Josh.
Okay, here's the thing. Like, he's supposed to be a great artist. He's also supposed to have like great knowledge of Mayan culture. He's also apparently a great car thief. He like steals a Rolls Royce and takes it back to the bar.
No. Let's not confuse that with being a great thief. The guy thought he was a valet and gave him his keys. That's
good enough. Come on. Is that even theft? The guy gave him his keys.
Thank you. That was a gift.
Seems like it.
Take me to court, Dick. And the heavy that was like the rich guy's not nemesis, minion. He was like,
Right. The rich guy's minion. He's from the streets. Also, Johnny
Yeah.
B is from the streets.
Yeah, but he knows that Angel's lying about reading this stuff because he can barely read because he's from the streets. That's how it works. No. Oh. Who also drives a very menacing bright red VW Bug.
What the fuck is with that? Why is the enforcer guy for a corrupt real estate empire? He's like the only guy that like is on this guy's. He's the heavy for this dude. Why is he in a Volkswagen? Like, I'm not really a car guy, but it seems like he would be a car guy, and also that he wouldn't have that for his car. Because you can basically pick up that car. Like any person can literally pick up a Volkswagen Bug.
Everybody knows that. Aside from any of that, you could pick it out of a crowd very easily.
Yeah,
it's not
extremely recognizable. It's a bright red fucking Herbie the Love Bug.
Some guy was following us, but I don't remember what the car. Oh, I remember. It was a VW Bug and it was bright red because it's the only car I've seen like that in years.
Well, back then, I mean, this was like 1985, 1986. A Volkswagen Bug was pretty common on the roads.
No.
Totally.
No, not like that. No, they were around, but they weren't common. That's where Slug Bug came around because
what's a Slug Bug? Is that like Punch Buggy?
Yes, it's the same thing.
Okay.
It's because every time you saw one, you would punch your brother or friend, and because they weren't that common, so you'd be like, "Oh, awesome, a VW Bug." They were around for sure, but
I feel like they were an everyday occurrence. Well, this is very interesting for our listeners to hear us argue whether or not.
Let's break this down, Josh.
All right. I'm going to my memory palace.
All right. Anyway, so they find the goddamn tunnel underneath Los Angeles. This show is so fucking stupid.
All right. It's important that he dies mid-sentence and tells us almost what we need to know.
Yeah, because if he told us everything, we would be bored.
Go to the intersection of Broadway and
there's so many intersections there.
It's a very long street.
I'm so confused by the idea of these like ancient tunnels being under Los Angeles and easily accessible, and no one has ever seen them before.
Totally. Well, it just took one real estate guy who bought this old property to find this missing temple, or like almost find it. It seemed like he was already there.
Yeah.
What did he need any of them for?
If he had just pushed on every wall, he would have found it. Because that's all it took. He pushed this 3-foot deep wall and it just moved, and that's it.
Okay, so what we love, one of the many things we love about Raiders of the Lost Ark is booby-trapped ancient temples.
It's too bad there was none of that in this show.
No, wait. Were you not watching? They totally had that.
What? How did it play out, Josh?
One of the great ways that they get out of the room that they're trapped in, the chamber, the stone chamber that they're trapped in, L presses his neck button, gets tiny, and his old tiny clothes got like messed up in the wash. So instead, he got like a Michael Jackson outfit. So he's got like the clothes from a Michael Jackson action figure that he dresses in, which is just wonderful.
Quick question.
Yep.
He had to get those because it was the only thing in his size at the store. Why did he need to put on the jacket and the glove just to be dressed?
Well, the outfit wouldn't be complete otherwise.
Okay. Good question. I mean, good answer. I'm sorry.
I mean, you wouldn't just put on the high water pants and the white shirt without putting on like the Mouseketeer jacket and the single glove.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I
Right? I
totally
mean,
would not. Because I mean, no one will know what that outfit is unless you wear the jacket. So obviously you have to wear it.
look, I'm sure that just like myself, you keep up with everything Corey Feldman does.
Yeah, obviously.
That guy dresses like Michael Jackson,
Huh?
like at least 50% of the time, and he's not going halfway at any point.
Right. I don't know if I could compare Corey Feldman and Elle. They seem like two very different people.
Well, they both appreciate that when you do a thing, you do a thing.
Oh, yeah. He does always say that.
I'm just saying, like, if you're going to dress like Michael Jackson, just dress like
Dress
Michael
like
Jackson.
Michael. Yeah. Um, the reason he got small is so he could go through a crack in the wall.
And then he gets stuck in there, and they're like, what if I get big in there?
Yeah. Then it turns into a horror show and it is
Totally.
disgusting. And I kind of wanted to watch it play out.
What a horrible way for that character to meet his end.
For anybody
He
to.
just gets big super fast in a tiny place that he cannot expand into, so he dies.
Oh God, he would be crushed to death or split in half or I just let's
Here's the thing, they have a very casual attitude on this show towards whoever the bad guys are.
uh-huh.
And I feel like that could be used as a death for someone down the line. Like they give them the shrinking ray and then stick them in a jar and then watch them get bigger and explode to death.
I love it. Let's write them. Let's
Right?
tell
Because
them
like
our ideas.
Stouffer, the bad guy in this one, he just gets crushed by he gets crushed by rocks when the booby trap temple comes down on him.
Yeah, they murdered that guy and it's fine.
And they didn't murder him. He was the one who did he like removed the booby trapped idol from its landing place.
You're right.
He should have known to have a bag of sand.
That didn't work at the other thing either.
Well, it was close. He just measured wrong.
Oh my God.
Right. So, all right. So back to Angel's gang. These guys they're just straight out of a Charles Bronson movie.
Boy.
Like there's no actual gang like these guys. No one behaves like these guys.
No,
This is just what it was like from the on screen from the mid 70s to the mid 80s. All right, so we need them to be like torn off sleeves.
Oh, obviously.
They're going to have headbands because they love headbands. That's a thing that gangs love.
Everyone knows that.
The leader has a gun.
Okay, but he's not going to let anyone know he's not going to let anyone know no fucking goddamn it, and then he's going to shoot it in the air, right? Because I don't want him to hurt anyone or feel like anyone's threatened. I just want him to let people know he has a gun, right?
Right. He's just going to shoot it in the air once as a demonstration of awesome power.
All right.
And then Johnny B is going to face him down because he's also from the streets.
That's right. His clothes are going to look brand new and just recently had the sleeves cut off, right?
Yeah. Just go to the mall.
Okay.
Just go to the mall. Just go ready made.
Okay.
There's like maybe one other gang member. I'm not sure. Like this did not seem like a very big gang.
That first scene with the gang, there's like 5 people coming out of the dark, hitting their palms with baseball bats and punching their own fists. And
it's a very dark scene. And I think that is to hide the fact that there are not that many people.
Yes. And also that they shot that in the back lot of Universal. It's fine. It's just usually that's Beaver Cleaver's house right down the street. But right now it's the barrio.
Jane at one point gets taken hostage
Did you
by
see?
Stouffer and the gang,
Did you see?
by Lean Cuisine and the gang.
Nice. She was like walking around to the back of the ice cream truck. She's like, I'm bored. I'm going to go walk around. And someone grabbed her, and such an amazing shot because you see
Right?
like hands come and grab her, and then her feet are like flying out through the back of the truck. Like she got fucking pulled by a monster.
Like, I
Oh,
know that there
wait,
was no actual slide whistle sound effect, but in my head, I heard one because, like, that's what her physicality was telling me.
100%. It was beautiful. God
Oh, at one
damn.
point early on in the episode,
Uh-huh.
When Gloria brings a fast food to the office,
Mm-hmm.
she's like, hey, there's somebody smoking in the waiting room. And like two guys in lab coats go running with fire extinguishers.
No, he's literally smoking.
Right. Right. Like they understand what she means, which is not he's smoking cigarettes.
No.
Because back then, smoking cigarettes in the waiting room is just a normal thing that would have happened all the time.
Yeah. Let's talk about that for an hour.
You could smoke on planes, you could smoke in restaurants.
Have you ever been on a plane when it had a smoking section?
I think so when I was little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was smoking on the plane when I think so when I went to DC for like a junior high trip. That
Oh
was
my God.
wild.
Junior high?
Hmm.
No.
I think so because I remember it smelled terrible.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like they didn't like throw out the old planes that smelled like ashtrays, like all those chairs, like, all of the textiles on those chairs, like, soak up the smoke smell.
Mm-mm. No, I could have
America
sworn, but
just
I could
smelled like
totally wrong.
garbage.
Yeah.
All of America smelled
Yeah,
like garbage.
for sure. Yeah.
There used to be ashtrays on every table uh
Everything.
in everything, everywhere
Fast
you
food,
went.
any restaurant, Denny's. There was like a little Walgreens diner in the mall. They had a smoking section. Everybody had a smoking section.
Well, obviously, because like smoking is so cool. It looks cool. You look like a rebel.
Obviously,
Yeah.
nobody doesn't want to be a smoker.
Right. You're just juvenile delinquents and hot girls.
I mean, everyone's going to be jealous of you if you smoke.
Right.
I think that we talked about this entire episode.
Yeah, not that much happened in this episode, and yet a guy
And yet,
dies. They went to the funeral. They uncover a Mayan temple. We get Willie from Alf.
Willie, that's his name, who's now Dick. Hey, his characters have two penis names.
Yeah, he writes it into his contract. I will only be referred to as Peter, Dick, Willie.
Rod.
You know what the filthiest name in moviedom is? Roger Moore.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Never thought of it.
Yeah, that's a filthy fucking name.
Fantastic.
You dirty bastard.
He was James Bond, so Josh, I think that's all the time we have for today.
Holy shit. That's all we've got for this episode. Guys, thanks so much for joining us. We'll be back.
Bye. Is that less aggressive?
Bye.
Oh my God.
What up?
I opened the wrong window and it was just a replay of what we just did, and it was confusing. Okay.
Oh, by the way, WeTransfer sent me a thing that Peripheral episode 7 didn't get downloaded yet.
I will check because I was just looking
doesn't
at it
mean it's
yesterday
right.
and I was like, it probably is because what the fuck? What just happened? Yeah, I was looking at it last night and I was like, that doesn't look right. I don't know if I have the right thing.
So all of the files that I sent you the me rough, the you rough, and the music and sound effects rough. Because I think that to send the compressed version of all three was too big to send it in one thing. Okay. But they all have rough in capital letters in the name.
Let me just. Do you know the tracks that I sent you for episode 7, if they said sync or whip?
I think you sent them as sync, but they might have been whip. I can double check to see if I'm sure
No,
I
it's
still
fine.
have.
I'll just make sure that I'll go back to my email.
I think you sent them with sync. I think you sent them with sync.
Okay. Okay, that's the right one.
And sending this, allow anyone with the link to view. um,
Okay, yeah, it looks like I did not get yours, but I don't know what the fuck I had in my folder then.
were you working on something?
I was about to, but I didn't get started on it yet.
I think that here, let me actually double check to see what you sent me. If I still have it, I might have.
It doesn't matter. I mean, I just downloaded what you sent me, so
Okay.
it's fine.
Okay. Oh wait, no, I can see it in my downloads. Dodoy. Talking about Peripheral. Yeah, you sent them as whips. Those were
Okay,
whips. So
that's the
sometimes you say
confusing thing
sync and
again.
sometimes you say whip.
I
But what
have
I
been
always send
trying-
you back
yeah,
is rough.
rough. I try to remember to put sync when I send it to you, but I keep fucking it up and saying whip, which means because I try and give it to you in sync. So when I see it in my folder, I know that's what I sent you and not what I have been working on.
Got it.
It's just I'm confusing myself sometimes.
No, I get it. It's easy to do. Uh, ba, 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 ba. Should we do more this afternoon or should we save it for tonight?
Let's save it tonight. I want to edit the episode 7 that I just got.
Yeah, I should get cracking on that other one. It's been on my desktop for a couple days already.
I can't talk, but yeah, and then I'll see you later tonight after we watch a fucking dope ass show. Ooh, they're gonna introduce the bloaters today.
Bloaters.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Um, so I don't know how much of this we can actually do, but like the more that we move into just talking about the episode rather than redoing it, the more it's like, oh, this is way better.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel like we might be able, with a little bit of creative work, to make ones that we've already taped feel a little bit more like that.
Through editing?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Just like
Oh, for sure.
we can strip out a bunch of story beats and just jump to this was a ridiculous thing and this was a ridiculous thing.
Here's what I thought about this and what it
Right.
reminds me of.
We might need to keep some story beats just because like it's so baked into what we were doing, but I bet we can like make it better.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's definitely gonna stay heavy story, but we can also streamline it, move it into, evolve it into what we're doing now.
Yeah. And which means that we don't it's a little bit more work, but we don't have to throw out what we've done.
Yeah.
Which hopefully means we're actually saving time rather than redoing a thing.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. All right. I'll talk to you later on.